Major General Fred Kekana speaking earlier about police investigations thus far. As you see on location, these are live pictures from Bekkersdal, where my colleague Calvin Dladla is, following the shooting and killing of 9 people and 10 people being injured in this incident. The forensics teams have been at that location for several hours now. You would also see, bystanders, community members still in shock in terms of what happened in their area. And many of them expressing concern about a violent crime in Bekkersdal. Accusations from community members about a lack of police presence in that area. They're indicating that police are failing to curtail the situation in Bekkersdal. This is not the first incident, they say, where there has been a violent crime or shootings of several people in Bekkersdal. They're indicating that they're not safe. There are calls for the army to be brought in to assist with law and order in Bekkersdal. My colleague Calvin Dladla a bit earlier on also speaking to us about allegations or sentiment that was shared by one of the members of the public there, indicating that the owner of that tavern survived that ordeal. I'm sure as police continue to investigate the matter, the statement that they released a bit earlier on this morning will not be the only one. We'll certainly get an update from police once, of course, the investigating teams there would brief the senior management or communications teams at the South African Police Service. The likelihood is that they will be sending a statement to the media to give us an update of what the condition is also of the 10 other people that were injured. Family members as well at this stage, I would only imagine, have not all, in fact, have been informed of what has transpired. I would believe that given that this matter or this incident took place in the early hours of this morning, part of the investigating teams will also need to brief the communications team, which would then give that information to the media about what the latest is. The community, you would see at the bottom of your screen there, similar shootings have happened here in Bekkersdal, the community says. That was part of the conversation that my colleague Calvin Dladla had with community members who were telling us about rampant violent crime in Bekkersdal. And nothing seems to be happening to curtail the situation in that township. The community appealing, to authorities to intervene, calling for urgent help, calling for the intervention of the South African National Defence Force. And in areas like this, while police indicate they don't know what the motive for the shooting is at this stage, I guess from the interviews that they conducted with some of the witnesses, with some of the individuals that might have been in the area when this incident took place, we already heard from Major General Fred Kekana that they did take statements from some individuals in that area. Perhaps that will be able to, the emergency services vehicle right now, I'm not sure if some of that.
In the next 2 minutes,
all right, I think we're going to go to my colleague Calvin Dladla. It looks to be possibly there might be some bodies that might be removed from that location. I'm not quite sure at this stage if we have any bodies that remain inside that tavern, but my colleague Calvin Dladla will give us details about what is expected to happen next. We've seen that forensic pathology service van, which has moved on closer to the entrance of the KwaNoxolo tavern, which perhaps might signal the fact that there might be some bodies that would be removed from that location. of course, the Forensic Pathology Services van. We're not sure how many bodies, if at all, there are still bodies. I'll ask my colleagues in just about a moment. We'll go to my colleague Calvin Dladla, who will tell us exactly what's happening on the ground right now as this Forensic Pathology Services van has moved closer to the entrance of this tavern and where this incident took place. Calvin Dladla joins us now live from that location. Calvin, hello to you once again. I did see a bit earlier on that vehicle which was also caught up in this shooting. The VW vehicle has already been towed away, a crucial part of the investigation for police, and also this Forensic Pathology Services van has moved closer to the entrance of the KwaNoxolo tavern. Do we know if there are still some bodies that are remaining on location? This certainly gives me an indication that the investigators are now moving to that particular aspect of removing some of the bodies. Do we know anything about that?
Good morning again to you, Griselda, and to our SABC viewers at home. I don't know if you can be able to see forensic investigators, those gentlemen or officials who are wearing white disposable coveralls. Those are forensic investigators. Most of them are inside that taverns. They are getting in and out of that tavern. They are removing dead bodies of those victims. I have spoken to Captain Johannesburg just to confirm a number of those bodies that are inside them. She is gathering that information. She will be able to come back to me, but I have to confirm that there are dead bodies that are still inside there, and forensic officials are taking those bodies out. And it's a difficult situation because police now are working more harder, especially to deal with the members of the community or residents, Griselda, because they are getting closer and closer to the crime scene. As you can see, that this crime scene has been cordoned off with the police tape, because that is how police are trying to manage or control residents so that they cannot be able to contaminate the crime scene. 9 people shot dead, 10 of them seriously injured, and they were taken to a hospital. I engaged with the police here just to get more information on that hospital. They are saying that they don't know whether that where is that a hospital. I'm told that the owner of the tavern is busy providing police officials, Griselda, with their statement. I have asked police officials maybe if we can try and engage with her so that we can be able to get more on what really transpired, because I'm told that she knows more on what happened, but the police are saying that they will have to engage with her first so that maybe they can find out if she is willing to talk to the media. One would understand that for her it's difficult. She is still trying to gather more information that she will provide to the police, but police are telling us here, Griselda, that a crime intelligence unit, serious and violent crimes unit, and the provincial tracing team have been deployed, Griselda, to deal or attend to this crime scene. Earlier, we spoke to Major General Fred Kekana, who told us that actually, Griselda, they don't have a turnaround time of the arrest of these suspects, saying that they have deployed the teams that I have mentioned so that they can speedily investigate this matter, and maybe later arrest will follow. But he didn't want to pressure the members of the South African Police Service about a turnaround time. You would remember that when in some instances, when they are given those turnaround times, you would only find out later, Griselda, that those people who were arrested are actually not the ones that they were looking for. But forensic investigators are inside that tavern. Others are wearing bluish disposable coveralls, gloves and masks. They are dealing with dead bodies, they are removing those dead bodies to this forensic pathology services truck that you see Bulelani showing you. It's a difficult matter even for residents, because the gentleman that we spoke to earlier told us that as residents, they want to enjoy themselves during this festive season, and it's difficult for them to refrain from going to these establishments. Even they know very well, Griselda, that some shootings, random shootings might occur. The gentleman earlier that we spoke to told us that he does suspect rival gangs here, because he's telling us that there are gangs that are fighting here, and as the gentleman saying that those rival gangs can just send a message by just going to the next establishment and then randomly shoot. The mother that we spoke to, Griselda, earlier, also confirmed to us that they had gunshots, and they were so loud around 11:30, they had to hide with their children so that they can be protected. And the gentleman that we spoke to earlier than that did mention that, according to him, he suspects, Griselda, that those were not pistols, those were rifles, but police are yet to confirm. I have to tell you that 9 people were shot dead, 10 admitted to the nearest hospital here in Bekkersdal, and residents are saying this is not the first incident to take place here, Griselda. They are saying that a few weeks ago such an incident took place, and for them this is their daily life. They are asking police officials to do more on that. Others are even blaming the station commander of the nearest police station, Griselda, the Bekkersdal police station, saying that the station commander and his officials, according to them, they are not doing much to curb such incidents. Some are even accusing police officials to work with criminals by taking bribes. Those are unconfirmed reports or unconfirmed comments from residents themselves. They are asking the President of the Republic of South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa, to deploy the members of the South African National Defence Force and a tactical response team known as Amaberet to come and assist. You know that that team actually, Griselda, was dissolved. There is no Amaberet anymore, but they are asking the President of the Republic just to bring that unit back, because they believe that that unit can be able to assist in here.
Thank you very much, Calvin Dladla. We'll stay on those visuals. It looks to be, as my colleague has confirmed, that there are still some bodies that are inside the KwaNoxolo tavern in Bekkersdal. You would see that forensic pathologist van, which is expected to carry away some of the bodies that remain there, as forensics teams still comb the scene for any clues to piece together the puzzle of what happened at that tavern shortly after 1 o'clock this morning. Police are on the hunt for 12 suspects, we understand, at this stage. And we're going to play you a clip of what members of the community told SABC News reporter Calvin Dladla a little bit earlier on, but we'll also keep those live visuals for you so that we're able to track exactly what is taking place at this particular moment at that crime scene, which is still active. Let's take a listen to what community members said a bit earlier on about what they believed